Excuse me. If everybody would get to their seats, please. We're going to go ahead at 6:59. I'd like to welcome the city council candidates and the audience for attending tonight for the forum. I do want to do a couple housekeeping things first. If anybody would like to view this, you can go to the Facebook page of Seaborn Video and Drone Services, and you can rewatch it, or people that you know couldn't make it, maybe let them know that they can watch it live, okay? Housekeeping. You can go to the bar and get drinks right now, but non-alcoholic until after it is over, okay? Restrooms, if you have to, they're there. Please try and refrain during the forum until maybe afterwards, okay? If your question does not get asked, the candidates would be available afterwards, and you can ask them individually afterwards if you can, okay? And then right now we're going to do a quick 20-second blessing by Gary Goodwin.
You would take your hats off with me. Father God, we thank you for this opportunity to meet again as a community, and we thank you that you prepared a way, that you meet us right where we're at. God, tonight we ask that you guard our hearts and our minds. Put a clamp over our mouths that we might be gentle with one another, that we might show grace and mercy the same way you've shown us. For your glory and for the benefit of this community, we ask that you help us to work together. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Okay, without further ado, I'm going to introduce Thomas Lane, who is our Greene County Attorney, who's going to MC tonight's forum. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm pleased to be here this evening, but I know all of you aren't here to hear me speak. You're here to listen to the candidates, so I want to jump right in. I want to explain, though, the ground rules. I'll first give each candidate an opportunity to introduce him or herself, just very briefly, one or two sentences. I will then ask a question that each candidate will have an opportunity to answer. I'll be starting with Mr. Jackson on the left. The second question, I'll start with Mr. Hostetler and then work my way down the table so everyone's on the hot seat at least once. Each candidate will be given 1 minute to answer the question. I realize that's not a lot of time, but we're only here for 1 hour, and I want to try to get to as many questions as I can. I will only be asking questions that have been submitted by the attendees tonight. I am seeing multiple questions being asked, the same question just in different ways. So I reserve the right to modify a question so I can maybe ask one question that actually takes care of 3 or 4 questions that were submitted, and to get to as many questions as possible. Candidates, does that all make sense? Good. So we'll start with Mr. Jackson. If you could please, I'd ask you to introduce yourself, just say your position or something about yourself, and I would like you also to answer this question. Why are you proud of being from Jefferson? Mr. Jackson.
My name is Darren Jackson. I currently serve on the Jefferson City Council. I'm a high school teacher at Greene County Schools here. I teach mostly history, but some English. Why I'm proud to be in Jefferson is I think we can look around the square and see how many businesses and things we have open, which isn't, unfortunately, the story of many Iowa towns where, as I've said before, kind of become monuments to plywood and falling brick.
Mr. Hostetler.
Skeeter Hostetler, given name is Paul. Been in Jefferson my entire life. We've got a nice little community here, and I'd like to see it keep growing.
Thank you. Mrs. Basie.
I'm Sue Basie, and I'm married for 51 years to my husband, Ken. And the thing I love about Jefferson is it's so friendly and so welcoming. We've lived here about 7 years, and I've felt that way every day.
Thank you. Mr. Winkleman.
I'm Luke Winkleman. The reason why I love Jefferson is, yes, the camaraderie of all of our neighbors working together. I serve on 2 committees, and we love to work together towards the betterment of Jefferson, and it's not something we leave up to a single person. Also, my family is from here. My second great-grandfather built Winkleman Switch, and so this is my home, has been for many generations.
Mr. Aaron Holtz.
Harry Ehrenholtz. My wife and I, Carol, moved here 24 years ago. We moved here for a job. And I told her when the job was done, and it would probably last 6 or 7 years, we've got kids that live in Kansas City and Scottsdale. My job finished about 14 years ago, and we decided to stay. And quite frankly, this town, the downtown, is not even the same town that we moved into. It's a thriving community. I think there's much opportunity for growth here. And as everybody else before has said, this is a very friendly community.
Mr. Carlson. Sorry.
I've lived here 35 years. I have 2 kids, and I want to make this community a place my kids want to come back to.
Thank you all. Mr. Jackson, we will start with you with the first question. Multiple people have submitted versions of this question. Do you support the Westwood Sidewalk project? Why or why not?
So, on the face of it, I think that this is a good idea that has come because it is dangerous in a lot of ways to walk down that area. I've driven down there. I have a friend that lives down there, and you really kind of sneak up on people, and it's used a lot. Now, I know that there were a lot of people at the last meeting that wanted to discuss that and discuss the various things of that. And since that is true, I think that it's been referred back to Streets Committee, and they're going to look at it again. But I guess in brief, yes.
Mr. Hostetler.
Years ago, well, they still have the sidewalk program where the homeowner paid part and the city paid part. I don't agree with the city funding the whole thing. Don't agree. I'm sure some of the property owners don't want it. And I do not agree with the city maintaining it.
Ms. Basie.
I believe the same as Skeeter as far as I don't think that the city should finance it. I think that that's the responsibility of the property owners to pay for the sidewalk.
Mr. Winkleman.
I am excited to hear that it went back to the committee for review because there were some elements to it that I did not agree with, mainly the maintenance done by the city, because I have a sidewalk and it'd be really cool if they maintained my sidewalk too, if that's the case. But because there were elements I did not agree with it, I would say no. I'd wait till there was one that was fair to all.
Yes, there was a public information meeting out at the Abundant Life Church here last week or the week before, and there was a lot of talk, both for and opposed to. A lot of good suggestions came up, I think. The plan that they looked at is going back to committee because it needs further review as far as where that sidewalk should be placed. And then I think once it comes through that committee, those plans are finalized, or the other options that would come out of the design, then we've got to arrive at a consensus of go, no go. And my thought on the thing was that, typically property owners pay half the cost of that. If you look where that sidewalk goes and the area that it serves a bigger area than just those immediate residences. And those cul-de-sacs would be served by this as well.
I thought that was someone's phone. I'm sorry. Next time I'll Mr. Carlson.
I believe that the city shouldn't have to fund the entire project. If there's decrepit sidewalks in town, the homeowner has to pay for half of it. They have to maintain half of it. So it should be a citywide thing, not just that one area.
Thank you. We'll move to our second question. This time we'll start with Mr. Hostetler. Mr. Hostetler, if you believe that there is too much spending in City Hall, what services would you reduce or eliminate to reduce spending in Jefferson?
Would definitely reduce the work on the square. It looks beautiful right now. I think we spent enough money up there. The other things that they're wanting, the golf course work, I don't agree with at all. I mean, the city should not be in the real estate or building things. They should concentrate on, keeping our infrastructure moving and not build houses and give money away like the food pantry.
Ms. Basie.
I believe that the city should stay in the business of what the city is supposed to be, and that's to provide services to its citizens. Water, sewer, garbage. I don't believe that it's necessary that they expand to the golf course and even build houses. I don't know if that's true or not, but I don't think that's the city's responsibility. I think it's to provide services to the citizens of Jefferson.
Mr. Winkleman.
This would require quite a bit of thought and review of where the money specifically is being spent, but ultimately the property improvement aspects would be my first to review as to what gets trimmed, because I believe there are other departments and other areas that warrant a redirection of funds to supplant what's currently going on there. So yes, property improvement would be the first to be reviewed for trimming.
Mr. Ehrenholz.
Well, part of the city's responsibility does revolve around economic development to a degree. And if you're talking about cutting a budget, and we work hard on those budgets every year, the fastest way and about the only way that you're going to reduce the budget would first come from some of the services. And I would hate to face that because I think then you look at, is it an across the board thing? Quitting what we're doing downtown or what we've done as far as economic development, a lot of that has been funded with TIF, and quite frankly, if that goes away, you're not going to have any savings anyway.
Mr. Carlson.
The one thing we cannot cut is essential services. We'd have to start by the extra projects we're doing, cut those. Economic development, they aren't an essential service, and that's what we need to keep.
Mr. Jackson.
So Scott Peterson has asked every department to look and try and reduce their costs by 2%. To talk more about what was mentioned, those businesses downtown, we really don't own very many of them anymore, but the program was to make them so they weren't falling in, that the roof wasn't going to fall in on some of these. As an old man, I know how this goes. It's sort of like losing a tooth. Once you lose one, the rest start to go too. And I'm afraid that's what would have happened with the buildings downtown if we hadn't worked on saving them. Now, those buildings have mostly been made so they were market ready, and now they've been sold. The city does not build these houses. What they do is they encourage developers to come in, and they are the ones that are building the houses.
Good. Mr. Ehrenholz mentioned tax incremental financing, or TIF funding, which several questions pertain to TIF funding. I don't want to put any candidate on the spot, so I will accept a volunteer. Can anyone explain how TIF works to those of us here in the room? Can anyone do it in one sentence?
In one sentence, it would be very difficult. It is complex, But I continue to say that we need to simplify this and get more information out on TIF to the public so it is a better understood issue.
I'm going to stop you, unless you're about to define it. I just want one sentence definition.
A one-sentence definition on TIF?
Yes.
Okay, I would say it is a catalyst to bring an incentive to capture additional state-funded grants and capture the largest amount of investment we can from private investors.
Can anyone explain how it works?
How TIF works?
Yeah. Let's start with Ms. Basie. It would be your turn next. Do you want to give it a go?
My understanding of TIF is that they receive whatever project it is. If they have TIF approval, they receive funds, and it becomes tax exempt, property tax exempt, the actual building or whatever. And in my thinking, that just causes the rest of the taxpayers to pick up the tax bill because there's no tax revenue coming in from whatever is using TIF funds.
I'll give you a chance, Ms. Basie, to answer this, and then we'll move on with the other candidates. Do you support or oppose TIF financing?
I would say overall, I oppose TIF funding.
Thank you, Ms. Basie. Mr. Winkleman, I'll give you a chance to address your understanding of TIF financing and whether you support or oppose it.
I support it for its original intended use, which was intended for infrastructure. It is a measure that the city can use to borrow against. It's projected. It's staring into a crystal ball on how much this property value will increase, and it gives us something that we can borrow against. However, there is a tremendous amount of risk, and this must be paid back. It could be 5 years, could be 10 years, could be 20 years, but those funds are essentially taxed and must be paid back to these things that we're borrowing for. So it's a gamble to use. And I feel the project must be very important to take that gamble.
Thank you. Mr. Aaronholtz, you've already had a chance to address what TIF is, but do you support or oppose TIF financing?
Oh, I support it because I think it's one of the most efficient ways to provide the incentive to get some of these projects done. And quite frankly, in order to even enter into a TIF agreement, the city has to enter into a certified debt arrangement. And that is what funds the project, and the TIF payment does not come back through the general fund. It is through a separate artery that's refunded by the state on an annual basis based on what our annual TIF asking is. So it really doesn't have a big impact on our general local budget.
Mr. Carlson, if you want to weigh in on what TIF is and whether you support it or oppose it.
If TIF funding is used correctly, it can be beneficial, but it also takes away from money that could go to local schools and things like that.
Mr. Jackson?
The county and the school get their own TIF dollars. We just get that through the city. We can get up to 1.9 million a year. We've been using 1.2 million. What are some TIF projects that have been used? Wall McAtee, Hy-Vee, the new vet clinic, Cobblestone Inn, the downtown buildings. Those were all TIF projects. You have to put in what you may be using TIF for. Now, you don't have to end up using that, but if you don't put that in at the beginning, then you can't use it later. You can't use it for the programs you want later. And I think, as Harry said, a lot of things might come out of the general fund then, rather than through this state program that communities all over the state of Iowa use, and the county and the school.
Mr. Hostetler?
I agree with Luke on the way it should be spent. First off, it ought to be on our infrastructure to make sure that we have what we need, and these other things that Darren has talked about, those are great businesses that have come, but we need to concentrate on keeping our other stuff going first.
Good. Thank you to all the candidates. Our next candidate will be Mr. Winkleman. What are your top 3 priorities?
My top 3 priorities are investigating and ideally fast-tracking management of or improvement of the water plant. I know that's had Band-Aids placed on it over the last 20 years, and I see that as a clear and present issue that could potentially threaten economic development in terms of jobs coming in, manufacturing and industry. That is my second priority, is what can we do to improve industry coming in, and instead of putting funds towards housing, I feel industry comes first and then the housing follows afterwards. And then the third would be looking at personnel, potentially within city staffing or city hall, and ensuring that we're doing things in an efficient way.
Mr. Ehrenholz?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, looking at our critical services and our water, sewer, streets, and make sure that infrastructure is well covered, and we're planning out into the future as far as maintenance to get as much life out of them as we can. I think that's front and center within the limited budget dollars that we're going to have. Personnel, yes, that's another big issue. I'm still big on housing. I think the city has a role in that. Hopefully not a big financial role, but I think there are things we can do. And the next thing is economic development. We've got to get, and that's come up here too, we've got to get more commercial enterprises into this town. And I really think our new arrangement with the Ames area group as far as GCDC, I think is going to be very, very helpful for us.
Mr. Carlson?
Kind of like Luke said, our essential services, the water treatment plant, it's the big financial risk for all of us. We got to get the new plant going. We got a budget for it. Second is jobs. There's a lot of people in this community that travel. We need local jobs, more businesses, more revenue. And then we need to make sure that the money spent for staffing is adequate, make sure we have the right people in the right place.
Mr. Jackson?
So my priorities, it's hard to say 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, because they all kind of go together. I want to see, and this is difficult for all Iowa towns, I think, how do we keep young families here in our town and in Iowa? And I think that goes with housing. Whenever we have priority services, ever since I've been on city council, housing's either number 1 or near the top. And so I think we need good young family style homes. And some of that could be from if people that are of retirement age maybe move into downsizing, then that might open up some of the homes that are there. And then finally, just to also say that, of course, businesses and jobs are what are going to keep young families there. Did I get in under the wire?
Mr. Hostetler?
First off, I think it's way too expensive to live here compared to what it used to be as far as our property taxes, our utility bill with the city. It's gotten out of hand in the last, 9 years. My property taxes have about doubled in 9 years. We need to get those dropped. Second, I think we need some industry of some kind. Some big businesses, we've missed out on 3 here in the last year and a half. Boone and Perry landed those. I don't know why we weren't involved, maybe we weren't asked. But we need to draw some business or industry here somehow. And keeping our essential services, our infrastructures up and running to where it's not gonna be a major expense when they do go completely down.
Ms. Basie.
I would like to see our infrastructure as a top priority. I think that that is critical. I also think that jobs are important. And how we generate those, I will leave up to the experts because I do not know the answer to that. I think it's getting new industry in and generating jobs that way. I also believe that we need to look at every position within our city and determine whether it's necessary or not to see if it's being done efficiently and correctly, and I would say that's it.
Mr. Aaronholtz, the next question will begin with you. Several candidates mentioned that one of their priorities would be promoting growth or drawing new businesses to the community. What specific plans do you have to promote the growth of our community or to draw new businesses or families to Jefferson?
Well, as far as growth in the commercial economic standpoint, new businesses, as I said, I think our new arrangement with this Ames Regional Economic Development Group is going to be very, very insightful for us. Yeah, we have missed out on some businesses that landed in. I don't know that the one in Boone would have ever landed here. It's, I think you're referring to what, that $1.3 billion project. It's a big one, but that's one that this group landed. So I have high hopes that there are others out there, and we will find them. I am aware of a couple that are looking at Jefferson right now, and we're going to do everything we can to bring them to town. As far as families, it's got to be homes and housing. I mean, that's got to be number one on the list.
Mr. Carlson.
I don't exactly know how to bring businesses here, but I do know that we have paid a significant amount of money to people to bring businesses here, and they have not brought businesses here.
Mr. Jackson.
I guess I disagree that businesses haven't been coming here. Maybe they're not the huge industrial businesses, but that's sometimes a difficult thing. But I would say that most of the shops on the square have businesses in it, and we have supported things like this very establishment. I would agree also with Harry that our new arrangement with that Ames Regional is going to be a good thing, I do believe. I was told that we will have 18 people working for us in some capacity, maybe not always just based on Jefferson, but I'm not an expert in bringing in businesses either, but they are.
Mr. Hostetler.
I don't know how we would draw them here. I mean, there's some stuff to do here, but nothing like the big cities. We need to get some things in town besides, to employ people. Well, we need something to do, another restaurant or two, which one is coming. But there's basically zero to do here in town as far as entertainment. We need to work on some of that stuff also.
Ms. Basie.
Could you repeat that again?
Oh, I kind of made it up.
Okay.
I'm not reading from a card, but I believe based on the cards that I kind of merged into one question. It was, What specific plans
Okay.
would you have to promote the growth of our community, whether that's in terms of bringing new businesses to the community or in bringing more families into Jefferson?
Okay. I think that it's important to bring more businesses to town first before the families will follow those businesses. So that would be the top priority, is to get businesses. But along the lines of families, we have to have things for them to do. It's a safe town. It's great that kids can ride their bikes down the street and parents can feel that they're safe. But I think that we need to continue that plan to draw families, of course, to Jefferson and support them.
Mr. Winkleman.
While I am not an expert, it's relatively simple, or a relatively simple thing you can do is place yourself in the eyes of an industry that is looking for a place to land. And I want to improve our infrastructure, such as our water plant. I know we've just improved our wastewater treatment. So, because I would want to make sure that that community could support whatever demands my growing business could call upon. So yeah, it would be infrastructure and improving the fire department, which has outdated buildings, because that would lower my ISO rating and improve my insurance.
Mr. Aaronholtz.
Thought I answered that one.
Did you? Okay, good. That means we are starting with Mr. Carlson with the next question. Mr. Carlson, what specific skills or background experiences do you have that you could bring to the City Council that differentiates you from the other candidates?
I'm a young family. I've got kids. They're always looking for something special to do. I've been around the community. I have not been in politics before, so I've got kind of an open mind on things that can happen.
Mr. Jackson.
I think one of the things I have is I know what I don't know. And therefore, I'm always looking and questioning and frankly hiring as a city council person people that are experts, like Scott Peterson, who has a degree in city administration, and people at the water plant that's been, and the sewer plant that's been discussed, and the good ideas that have come out of committee. The reason why that our sewer rates did go up, but they would have really gone up if we hadn't already started planning for that replacement. We did that incrementally. Also, what a town for volunteerism, and a town full of experts on how to make this town work and how to make it an attractive place to be. That's the one thing that everyone always talks about, that is an outsider that comes to look at Jefferson, that there are so many great people.
Mr. Hostetler.
Well, this is all new to me, and the only thing that I can bring to the table is level head, common sense. This place should be run like a business, not, just spending money foolishly. It should be run like a business, and I'm willing to listen to people and hopefully bring it to the council if I'm elected, and maybe we can get things squared away.
Ms. Basie.
I have a broad background in finance. I worked in a bank for 18 years. I was asked to go to a service company and organize that service company in Des Moines, and we accomplished that. And at that point, I was contacted by a data processing center and offered a job. I didn't even apply for it. I was just offered this job. So I have a broad knowledge on management. I supervised over 20 people in the bank. I also worked in the processing center with 150 banks throughout the country. And that was kind of a challenge to understand people's needs as far as the banking industry is concerned.
Mr. Winkleman.
Would you mind repeating that question?
The question was, I believe, what specific skills or background experiences do you have that you could bring to the City Council that differentiate you from the other candidates?
Yes, I have over 20 years of public service experience interacting with many civic departments, as well as department head experience managing large government budgets where there's a significant amount of oversight. And for 8 years, I was an adult educator. I have an insatiable curiosity when it comes to things I don't know. And yes, I love to ask questions, because not only does that educate everyone around me, it educates myself. And then I love sharing that information with those around me, because I think new stuff is cool. So I would definitely want to pass that information on to anyone who asked.
Mr. Aaron Holtz.
Well, I think the biggest strength that I bring to the council now, and would bring if reelected, I really have drawn on my past experience as a business manager and a business executive. I've spent my entire career in the ag business, but in various parts of the country. From that, I learned that you get a lot of these things done through people. So I am very cognizant of our employee group, how they do things, make sure that they're rewarded correctly and that they are recognized for what they do. And at this time, I am very proud of the staff that we've got. Beyond that, I think that the opportunity to serve again is one that I contemplated deeply, and I decided that I wanted to continue.
I believe this brings us back to Mr. Jackson for the next round of questions. Several questions express a concern regarding how City Council members, if you're elected, how you will vote. What is the basis for how you will vote? Is it a party affiliation? Is it a philosophical system? What will you refer to, or what will be the basis of how you vote if you're elected to the City Council?
So, City Council is not a political organization, and I'm not tied to any political group or general philosophy except my own. And my own philosophy is what a wonderful, growing, thriving town this is, and how much it's grown just in I haven't lived here my whole life, just only since 2016, but I can't believe how much it's grown and how much it could grow, and how, I guess, my philosophy is that this is not a retirement village, that its best days are behind it. This is a thriving community that can be thriving even more, and I hope that when I take up residence in the Jefferson Cemetery, that it is an even better community than it is now.
Mr. Hostetler.
I agree with Darren on there not being any political party involved in this, but as far as my feelings about whatever somebody wants, if I don't agree with it, if it's not going to help me, it's not my decision. It's what the public wants. It's what the citizens of Jefferson want. If it's going to hurt me a little bit, so be it. But this is all for the citizens of Jefferson.
Ms. Basie.
I will vote according to what the citizens give me input on. If they feel very strongly about a certain subject, I hope that they'll give me a call and let me know. Otherwise, I research the projects. I do right now. I get the agenda, I just got it this morning, and I start researching what's going to be on the agenda. And I look at it and say, do I support that or do I not support it?
Mr. Winkleman.
Through a preponderance of evidence collected by asking questions, meeting with members of the community, getting their input, questioning experts in the field, and then measuring it up against the lens of, will this make Jefferson move forward and upward so that not only current but future citizens of Jefferson can benefit from it?
Mr. Ehrenholz.
Yeah, I think this has been said probably in different ways, but always the vote, as I see it on the city council, is limited to the merits of the item or the issue that's being voted upon. And that has to be arrived at through consensus, discussion with constituents. But a lot of that information does come from city council members on their committee service. The city council meetings take a very little bit of our time as city council people. The committee work is what takes the time and the hard work, and that's where a lot of the work gets done. And yes, I would, like Sue says, that agenda gets published, and I would encourage every citizen to take a look at that agenda, and any questions they have, call one of your council people on it.
Mr. Carlson.
I will vote how the majority of the community wants, what they want to do. I mean, it's, in the end, it's their money that they pay every month or every 6 months. And that's what their money will go to, is what they want as a majority.
Our next question will begin with Mr. Hostetler. I received a few questions regarding the next forum, that there will be another candidate forum later this month. Will you commit to attending that forum as well? If you won't be attending, please explain why.
Like I said, this is all new to me. I'm nervous as a cat on a hot tin roof right now. I think this is enough. I will not be going to the other one.
Ms. Basie.
I will not be going to the Rotary forum. The last one I attended, it was not fair at all. There were arguments, and people interrupted when I was speaking. I was not given the time or the attention. So no, I will not be attending.
Mr. Winkleman.
I have already RSVP'd, and I keep my promises.
Do you want to repeat that? I think people didn't hear.
Pardon me, I have already responded to their request. I plan on attending, and I'll keep that promise.
Mr. Ehrenholz.
Yes, I will be attending. I can appreciate Sue's comments, though, and keeping decorum in events like this is so important. And the way this one is being conducted, with each individual getting the same question, I think gives the audience a lot better idea of where people stand, and maybe it raises questions and it'll spark up conversations later.
Mr. Carlson.
I will not be attending.
Do you want to explain why?
No, I think one forum is plenty for me.
Mr. Jackson.
I will be attending. I think that the people of Jefferson, the majority of people of Jefferson that's been mentioned, I think that they need to hear from us as much as possible.
The next question will be for Ms. Basie. How do you feel about the City Council establishing a special task force that will make sure our city codes and ordinances are child-friendly? would you support the creation of a task force for that purpose?
To,
Inquire into whether or not our city ordinances are child-friendly. There must be a concern that we're not safe for
I
children.
don't know what that would relate to. I don't see the city of Jefferson as not being child-friendly. I think, I just don't understand where that came from.
Mr. Winkleman?
Having not heard a significant number of complaints about a broad swath of ordinances, this is something that might be able to be addressed on a case-by-case basis and not necessarily require a task force, but I don't know everything about this. This is new to me, and I will ask questions later.
Mr. Ehrenholz?
Yeah, I think that question needs more context, quite frankly. I'm not aware of child unfriendly issues within our codes, but if there's context to go with this, I would definitely support a concern that's legitimized, yes.
Mr. Carlson?
With children myself, if there's any concern, I would like to know about it. I don't know of anything that's not child-friendly in the community.
Mr. Jackson?
I guess I'm echoing what everyone else is saying. I'm not quite sure where this would go. Yes.
Mr. Hostetler?
I'm not sure what's going on with that either, but I mean, our city ordinances, whether it's a child or not, they're ordinances, and I mean, they should abide by them if, I don't know if has somebody had issues with the kids being picked on, or I don't know what's going on here.
To be honest, I asked the question because I thought maybe all of you knew something I didn't know, but very good. Next question will be for Mr. Winkleman to start. What is your vision for the city of Jefferson?
My vision is a community that I will continue to be proud of, one that my children will select as their future whenever they finish whatever education they might have, which would likely include education here at the Career Center, and a community that they will be proud to raise their children in. And I plan to do that through infrastructure, supporting businesses coming in, following that with supporting in whatever responsible way we can, housing, and keeping this city moving forward and upward.
Mr. Ehrenholz?
Well, my vision is for an even more vibrant community than the one that we've got today, but that's going to take new businesses, new amenities, and new jobs in this community in order for that to happen. That means we've got to have economic growth. And my vision as I look out 10 years from now, I would hope that the population mix is not as weighted towards people my age as it is to young families. But to get to that point, we've got to solve some of these other issues, the number one being housing for that group.
Mr. Carlson?
My vision for this community is make it a place where my kids here in 15 years want to come back, start their own family, raise their own kids, and enjoy the community like I have my whole life.
Mr. Jackson?
I would like to see this community continue to progress, and a lot of that comes through some of the organizations we've either hired or volunteer things, or like the Thriving Community designations and other things we've gotten. I'm probably going to butcher this saying, but if you goals without action, that's just wishing.
Mr. Hostetler?
I would like to see it keep growing, with more businesses, better housing, so the young kids, our school-age kids now, when they go to college, come back here, raise their families, and even, on down the line, but it's gonna take a lot of work to get us there.
Ms. Basie.
I would like to see Jefferson be a truly thriving community. And I would like to see that instead of a last option to come home to live in Jefferson, it would be the first option for kids to want to come back to Jefferson and contribute.
Mr. Aaron Holtz, the next question will start with you. I want to leave time for everyone to give a closing statement, so I'm going to limit the answer to this question to 30 seconds. So do your best.
I'm ready.
How would you work to unite conflicting interests on the City Council?
Wow, we don't have a lot of conflicting interests. There's only one way to do that, and that's to have an open conversation with an open mind. And even if it's not among the city council members, among the city council members and the community and the constituents.
Mr. Carlson.
There should be a policy in place for city council and staff, employees, for private businesses to not gain private funds through the city.
Mr. Jackson.
The question was about how conflicting interests we could work together.
What strategies would you use to unite conflicting interests on the City Council?
We're all Iowans. Just before we came up here, we all had a conversation together. I think we have some different philosophies, although the overarching philosophy is that we all love Jefferson and we want it to grow and be good. But I could work with any one of us, I believe.
Mr. Hostetler.
There should never be a conflict between the councilmen. All the councilmen should be listening to the public and steering the way that the public wants it to go. And if all the councilmen are listening to the public, there should never be a conflict. They all should be on the same page.
Ms. Basie.
I would like to see no conflict. I don't understand why a council that should be working as a team has conflict. You should be able to set aside your strong feelings toward any subject and work as a team for the betterment of Jefferson.
Mr. Winkleman.
There's one thing we all can agree on. We want Jefferson to do well. The differences may be in the minor details, which we'll get through with open forum, discussion with our constituents, a preponderance and thoughtful process, and then implementation.
Mr. Carlson, the last question will begin with you. This worked out well. Everyone started the same number of times. I'm making life really difficult for our timer. I'd like to give each candidate 75 seconds, right? Which will get us right at 8 o'clock. I was given very strict instructions to be done at 8 o'clock. So starting with you, Mr. Carlson, and I'm stalling a bit so we can get the clock set. 75 seconds to tell us why we should vote for you, what you have to offer, whatever you want to say by way of closing.
I've been in the community a long time. My parents both were in the community, involved in the community, did a lot of things. I feel it's my turn to be involved in the community, try to help build the community into a better place for more people to come and enjoy.
Mr. Jackson.
So I have city government experience. I was also on the Grand Junction City Council, but I'd like to talk about the differences between those two towns. I don't want to disparage Grand Junction. I love the people there. But when I was on Grand Junction City Council, all our discussions were about what building to tear down next. They don't have a grocery store, and they did. They don't have a hardware store, and they did. They, just 30 years ago, it probably seemed like a thriving community as well. I don't want to see Jefferson going that way. I want us to continue to grow, and I am proud of what I've been a part of, and I would like to continue to be a part of that if the citizens choose to vote for me.
Mr. Hostetler.
I was born and raised here, raised my son here. I retired from the city a few years ago, worked for the city for 30 years. I was on the Jefferson Volunteer Fire Department for 31 years on their dive unit. I worked under a lot of different mayors, city councilmen, administrators. It's been a good run, a lot of good ideas, some not so good, but I think with, some new ideas, some different ideas, we can keep things going and get the community to grow.
Ms. Basie.
I think you should vote for me because I am a leader. I'm not a follower. So I question things, I research things. I am not one to listen to someone speak and believe everything they say. So I'll do that myself and form an opinion based on that.
Mr. Winkleman.
I'd like to wrap up my comments tonight with a thank you to everyone. Last week, I spoke with the past president of the Iowa League of Cities, and he was blown away by the amount of attention that city council elections have received here in Jefferson. There are other communities throughout the state that have no one even sign up to run for city council, let alone this much attention and focus by the citizens in that city. Every one of you should be congratulated. The attention that I give to this city and this seat is because I have what I think is quite a bit of experience in councils and advisories that have caused me to want to ask questions repeatedly, no more. And I think that by chasing that line of questioning, we can mince out some of these details that maybe we have disagreements about, and unearth the common theme that we all have is we want Jefferson to do better. Or to not do better, take the good thing we already have and grow it forward. There we go.
Mr. Aaronholz.
Yes, I'm proud to be on the current city council. So a vote for me would be a re-election. I'm also proud of the work, particularly in recent years, of what the city as a whole has accomplished. And I know if I'm reelected, and I know whoever from this group ends up on the council, there are going to be challenges, but I will tell you that there will also be opportunities. And one of the things that I know I carried forward with me from my days in the business field, challenges and problem solving are just another opportunity to find something new and make things better. So don't be frightened by those. I determined that I wanted to run for re-election. I really am serious about pursuing changes and growth in this city that will make it even better for our current citizens and ones that I really think about are our future generations. Thank you.
I would like to thank all the candidates for their time here tonight, for their answers to some difficult questions. I'd like to thank all the attendees. I didn't even realize there were so many people back there, actually. So this is really great that we can be in a community where there is this level of engagement and interest in the future of our town and our community. So thank you to all the attendees tonight and for the sponsors of tonight's forum. Let's give all the candidates a round of applause. I believe the candidates have offered to stay if people want to ask additional questions individually, but